Alright, cool. Got the shield, got the hammer, got the helmet. I don't really have anything to represent Hulk. I guess that's it. That's it. Alright, the last one of phase 1. The one that brings everyone together. The one that first hyped everyone up. The Avengers. It was released in 2012, towards the end of my first year of college. I enjoyed it so much, I saw it twice in theaters. And I think that's like the first time I ever did that. I most recently watched this movie on November 20th, 2018. When I first saw this movie, I just had a blast watching it. It was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of great one-liners, just pure enjoyment, and you know, I was excited to see where they were gonna go after that, and man, it just took off from there. Watching it recently, and this is obviously because I don't want to say broken, maybe a little lost, kind of looking for ways to interpret my feelings, ways to talk about it, but man, I just felt like the overarching theme of the Avengers was being something more. Yeah, for the most part, it's explored through the characters and each of their origin stories, but I feel like this one just brings it all together because the characters can work off of each other and they really bring that idea to life. And here are some of the quotes and moments that I thought really brought out that quality, brought out that idea that we can be something more. The first instance that I feel kind of even sparks this idea that we can be something more is when Fury is talking to the council about the Avengers initiative. And it says, "These people may be isolated, unbalanced even, but I believe with the right push, they can be exactly what we need." And I like how he talks about them being isolated, unbalanced, because, you know, we're flawed. It's okay to be flawed and to make mistakes and, you know, all that stuff. But despite that, we can still do something. We can still be something more. And I really enjoyed that. The next quote, said by Nick Fury again, I feel like expands on that. The next quote is kind of long because I ended up writing the whole thing down, but it's when Nick Fury is talking with Tony and Steve after the attack on the helicarrier, just shortly after Phil Coulson's death, trying to give them that push. And he says, "There was an idea, Stark knows this, called the Avengers Initiative. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable people, to see if they could become something more, to see if they could work together when we needed them to fight the battles that we never could. Phil Coulson died still believing in that idea, in heroes. Well, it's an old-fashioned notion." Man, it's kind of like I feel like it just defines what it means to be an Avenger, you know? It kind of exemplifies why we still look to heroes in times of need. I guess I'm in a time of need, huh? Yeah, I could see that. But I like how it encourages us to do something more, and it makes me hopeful for the future, in a sense. I know before I mentioned I'm kind of lost, and because of that I'm scared, but this sort of balances that out and gives me a little bit of hope in that, you know, it's gonna get hard, it's gonna take time, and it's gonna be a roller coaster of emotions and moments and accomplishments and failures, but it gives me hope that I can still be more and do more. It gives me hope. And like Fury said, it's an old-fashioned notion. So yeah, it's corny. It's I'm a 25-year-old talking about heroes in a movie that don't really exist, but yet give me real hope. Realer hope than some people can give me. Lastly, and this is probably my favorite part, Stan Lee's cameo. In this cameo, he's interviewed for the news and he says, "Heroes in New York, give me a break." And I just find it so funny how ironic it is that the man who made so many characters, so many stories for us to enjoy, relate to, and encourage us to be more and do more, and he's playing a character that like denies the existence of heroes. That's pretty much the opposite of Stan Lee, and I just find it hilariously ironic, and I think that's my favorite Stan Lee cameo. So thank you for everything, Stan Lee. Thank you. At the time of Stan Lee's passing, there was a quote or an anecdote or something saying, you know, he grew up or lived in a time, I guess it's still prevalent now, where all of his friends were working on stuff, or once they graduated, they would go to work and try to, you know, work a job that made money and, you know, give them stability and things like that. But then Stan acknowledged they need people to do the entertainment thing, to do things like that, because that's what keeps them grounded.